build and maintain consistency within your career? How consistent are you? Just think about life right now as it is. How consistent are you with anything? And I always like to give an example because I find that's just a great way that our mind can picture what I'm trying to convey to you. Think about, I don't know, a sports team. Let's go with hockey. How consistent do you think that hockey player needs to be in their training, in their mind development, in how they nourish and treat their bodies, and how much they practice, what effort they bring, and how they prime themselves for the game that is about to come? I wonder how consistent does that individual for whoever knows how long it takes for them within their day to do all these things. I wonder how consistent they are with maintaining all of that. Or think about even if you're going on some sort of new food diet or eating cleanse. How consistent do you have to be? Can you just do it one day and then not the next? You just fall off? Do you do it for a week and then stop? Or even look at practicing anything, meditating. Do you get better at it by just doing it once in a while? Or do you make it consistent? You consistently work at it, it improves. Those are three really, I would say, applies to a lot of people kind of examples to paint a picture in your mind of what consistency develops and what is the purpose behind consistency. Do you believe that you need to be consistent? Well, a lot of people fall off because they're so focused on the outcome of what they want, their goal, whatever they're trying to achieve. And they forget all the in between of what's required for that goal to happen. There's a lot of things sometimes, a lot of requirements. Like let's partake the hockey player, for instance. All the things that he has to do within his day, within his regiment, in order to be consistent so he can show up to the next game and do what he was paid to do what he expects himself to do, and do what the fans want him to do. So I just want to make that a clear indicator for you to think about how consistency influences your life and how that can influence your career. And when you're looking at being consistent, this does require truly a level of discipline. They are disciplined to perform that way, to have the health that they want. They want to be able to have the mind state that they want. They have to be disciplined. And if you aren't disciplined, meaning you aren't going to stick to what's the bits in between to get to the outcome, then that outcome isn't going to happen. And that's how you fall off. You aren't going to move towards your goals. You're not going to achieve what you want from your career. You're not going to get the career that you want so badly. Consistency is such a crucial factor because it helps you identify areas that you need to grow in. You start to see areas that could use some improvement and you need to focus more on. And that certainly helps build and maintain consistency. And also, something that's really important is to remember why you're doing this. Why is it important to be consistent? I want to have the career that I want. I want to earn the money that I want. I want to make this my full-time livelihood. This is important to me to help people, to whatever that purpose is within you, to want this career that you've chosen, to make this career part of your life's journey, to really connect with your career on a deeper level. And that's a belief system. And having that belief system is really important because then you will be able to maintain that consistency. Just like the belief of the hockey player bringing his A game to the game, or the belief of a meditator wanting to be able to have domination over their mind, being able to go on those diets and clean up their eating habits is so you can have the health that you want to have. So, really getting down and dirty about what your why is really important. Why are you doing this? Believing in it, believing you want it that bad, the outcome. And so when I'm looking at consistency, it trumps motivation because motivation is just the desire to want to do something, while consistency is even better than that. And when you make this more familiar in your life, it just becomes a habit. And right now, if being consistent is your downfall, well, this isn't a habit that you have built into your life. Perhaps you've just never been consistent in anything that you've done. You've never followed through to the end. You leave things half done. You don't achieve your goals. You kind of have one foot in, one foot out. You drop off midway. You do it some days and not other days. Your input, what you input, will give you an output. So that level of effort of input is going to give you exactly that on the output. And whether that results in what you're looking for, those superior results, or their inferior results, it all comes down to the input that you've put into it. And you can feel it. You know that you can keep yourself accountable because that little voice in your head tells you, you didn't do it today, or you could have done better, or, oh yeah, today's just like a cheat day. That in itself is, why would you want to cheat yourself out of anything? Cheating, we know, is just cutting corners, not being completely honest. It's not really a great way, and the way that our mind interprets that word, the thoughts, the feelings, the concept that our mind derivatites from that word, it will really cut you short of what you want. So your inputs and output really is something that you have to be really clear on, knowing how they work in tandem. And so knowing that consistency needs to be a familiar factor in your life in order to have the career that you want, to keep putting in the effort, to keep putting in the energy to get you what you want, is how you reach your goals. It's how you build your career. It's how you level up in your career and advance further. And so I like to just end off by saying that some people find it very difficult to be disciplined. And individuals that I work with who really want something, they know they want something, but for some odd reason, they just find it very difficult and they struggle with being disciplined. So I question to them, and I question to you, how bad do you want it? And what is what is inside of you that tells you you want it that bad? That's something I'd love to know. If you want to comment below on this video or send me a message, I'd love to know, because knowing that will help drive consistency, will help drive you to what you want. And when you know what you want, you bring your A game. You bring whatever you need to bring to the table. And that's the athlete, the meditator, the dieter, whoever that is, the career orientated individual that you are. You know you want to have that career freedom. You know you want to have the financial freedom. You know you want to have a lifestyle that is meaningful, where your work made a difference, that you left a mark on this earth with a slight difference to humanity, to the world, to earth, to life in itself. Meaningful work. So look how you are consistent within your life in different areas of your life, not just saying just your career, but look at all parts of your life and notice you may see a trending habit. And if this is something that you realize isn't familiar in your life right now, well, let's make it familiar. But There's some roadblocks right now that are preventing you from getting over that hump, the hump of being consistent. And maybe it's your belief of what you truly want. So I hope you're able to get some value out of that today. I'll see you soon.